Welcome to the underground, you rebel scum. This is the American Expat, and yeah, I guess we're back to doing this, except on this channel. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm never really sure what to do with these channels, but yeah, I had a long break. As I mentioned in the other video, I was off. Anyway, yeah, there's some interesting news that I was hearing. I guess it started a few days ago. I guess Zelenskyy from Ukraine, you know, their president. They call him a president, but they don't have elections. I know they had an election at some point, and he got in, but they don't have elections anymore. Which, if you say that, you're spouting apparently Russian propaganda. I don't know, but that is, I mean, they're facts. That's what's going on. So some people have been arguing about him being a dictator, and some people saying, well, actually, yeah, I'll get into that in a minute. The main thing is that he was having a press conference or something with Donald Trump and the vice president, and got into a bit of an argument and was told to leave, and now he's apologizing, and there's all these people that have connections to the national security, whatever you want to call it, the military-industrial complex, some people would say, saying how Zelenskyy is this big hero and, you know, we need to support Ukraine and all this stuff. And I say, you know, maybe this is more complicated than just that. We need to support Ukraine. He's a dictator, he's not a dictator, or he's a dictator, or he's not a dictator, but Putin is a dictator. Yeah, I actually found some of the stuff they were talking about in their little thing interesting, and I thought we would discuss that a little bit, because it sounded pretty good to me, like a good deal, at least for the United States. So let's grab a cup of coffee, and we'll get into all of that. Thanks for sticking with us. So before we get too far, I want to encourage each of you to maybe hit the like button if you enjoy this, and think about, you know, subscribing or sharing this out with your friends, because I'd like to hear more of the conversation, and, you know, whatever. You don't have to do that. But yeah, my thoughts on this whole thing. So apparently Donald Trump was talking about mineral rights. So the United States is going to secure, you know, their financial security, which basically makes us invested in, we're going to have peace. They're going to have peace talks with Russia, and we're going to get mineral rights in Ukraine, which maybe to Zelenskyy that sounded like an awful deal, and he got mad, because apparently that's when he started talking over them and having his argument. But gosh, that sounds like a great idea. I mean, my thoughts on this whole thing is we come up with a ceasefire, which is what they're suggesting, and then we turn Ukraine into basically what South Korea became after the Korean War. I mean, there's enormous economic potential here for investment. So, you know, you have the West come in and just invest the crap out of it, build the place up, so that the people in Russia looking across that border are like, you know, I kind of want to be with them. I kind of want to be like that. And that's what we would want to do. Now, North Korea hasn't collapsed, but it does have that effect. You know, people looking across the border are like, gosh, I want to be with those guys. I want to get over there. Just my thoughts. Now, it would be ideal if, you know, there wasn't the potential for war involved. I would like to see some peace with Russia where we don't have to worry that, you know, everybody's going to nuke each other. But that sounded like a pretty good deal to me. So I'm not sure what happened or why Zelenskyy got so upset. Maybe in his mind, this is what he had to do to get what he wants. Because let's face it, they are in the middle of a war. And I just heard that they launched some kind of a drone strike deep into Russian territory and blew up an oil refinery, which doesn't really help, I guess. Well, I don't know. Who am I to say? Maybe that does help with their negotiations. Maybe it doesn't. But to me, that sounded like a bad faith thing. But again, who am I to say? But yeah, the whole peace thing sounded like a great idea to me. Let's bring the United States in there. Let's build this place up. The lives of the Ukrainian people who have survived this conflict will be vastly improved. Just if you want to see the evidence for such a thing, look at Japan, look at Germany, look at South Korea, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. These places did great. Even Taiwan. Now, I know that Taiwan has been struggling a little bit lately, but that's because, you know, the United States decided to go back to doing business with China. But yeah, look at these places. These are shining examples of what could be for the Ukrainian people. Now, some people would say that maybe Zelenskyy is just wanting to keep the gravy train going. He wants that money coming in. Look, it's time to start thinking about the Ukrainian people. And who am I? I'm just some guy sitting in his car talking, but to me, this is a no-brainer. Yes, okay. Mineral rights, come on in here, open up all these mines. Whatever you want to do, start investing in the country, bring all of this great economic boon to us, and make it a shining example of what freedom can be. Of course, the United States is going to have to become the shining example of what freedom could be as well. We've been struggling with that. That means we have to get rid of whatever that decision was that was made in 2011 with the Obama people that made it so they could use the dirty bag of tricks, the propaganda machine on the American people. That needs to go away. We need free press. We need a press that's not in cahoots with the government, I guess is what I'm really saying. But that's starting to happen anyway. The people are starting to make their own journalism. And there are new, outlets growing up, I guess you could say. New journalists coming along. What would you even call that? But good things are happening. We need to be the shining example, and we need to make Ukraine the shining example. I think that everybody can agree with that. We need to stop the killing and maybe make things a little bit better for everybody. I think that that's a no-brainer. That's a win-win situation. Yeah, they don't get the Donbass back and all of that, but by the time the West is done with investments and building it up, I don't think they're going to miss it. Those people over there on the Donbass side, they're going to be wishing they're going to want to come over to the good side, I guess you could say, in the end. And maybe they'll get it back that way anyway. We'll see. I hope it would work better than the North Korea situation, but South Korea's done quite well. Just my thoughts. Let's see how long we've been talking, 7 minutes. Before I go, again, I want to encourage each of you to share this out. Most of you are old friends watching this. In fact, I think that almost all of you. It's crazy. The click-through rate that I get on this channel, this little one, is really, really high. But it's because Google doesn't send it out to anybody. So only the people, and that's kind of what I intended when I put this together. I only wanted the people that want to see this to get on it so that it can, have better chance. And so that, I don't even know why, to be honest. I guess because I like talking to you guys. Thanks for sticking around, by the way. I mean, I saw your comments on there. A lot of you, like Andy Foxy and some others. Even old friends of mine from high school. Yeah, it's good to see you guys. It's good to talk with you. Let me know what you guys think, because I don't, this isn't a one-way thing. But and you guys know just as much as me. It's not like I'm part of the government or something. I just look at the news coming out and think, this is what I think. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I'll end it there. I'll see you guys in the next one.